Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm going to be doing a list of 5 or 6 books that seem to be highly rated, or at least mid-rated. I didn't realize that at first. I was just kind of going through my read list on Goodreads to see if there were books that I didn't particularly like. And these are all pretty high rated books. So I'm going to kind of go over those with you and why I didn't like them. And there is quite a genre switch through them. So there's adult, YA, memoirs, biography, all kinds of stuff on here, even children's book that I really didn't like, and it has high ratings. But before we get into that, go ahead and subscribe to this video. Click the little bell so that you don't miss any new videos coming out from me. And if you'll give me 10 to 20 seconds to explain to you where I've been, why I haven't been on social media or haven't filmed in like a month. My dad is very sick, so I've been either not able, not having the opportunity to film, or if I did have the opportunity, I just hadn't been up to it. The past week or so, I've kind of been trying to get back into the swing of my life again. And so just kind of keep that in mind. And if you are someone who prays, just keep my father in your prayers and our family. So that's just what's going on without getting too into it. But yeah, so I'm some of the projects that I've had got a different timeline now. They got pushed back a little bit just because we're focusing on family things right now and doing what we can. So there's that. So in saying that, I want to make sure that all of you are following me on Instagram. It's all down below. I want to do more videos on there because I find if I'm traveling or if I'm at his house or something, that would be easier than uploading on YouTube for the moment. But I still will be doing YouTube videos as I can. But anyway, let's get into the video. There are 6 books here, highly rated on Goodreads, that I did not like. First one is actually a YA book. I have a little list here, and I'll put little pictures up here of the books. It has 3.5 stars. It is called Bone Gap by Laura Ruby. This is one that I did recently as an audiobook, and it is terrible. It starts out with potential and good promise, and I thought, I'm gonna like this book. This is interesting, but it takes a turn where it is beyond weird and doesn't really, you kind of left going, well, what the crap happened? Like, what? And because of that, it was like I wasted good part. Like, there were good parts of the book, good things within the book. The characters, some of the characters you felt for, but when they started going into a supernatural realm, that actually didn't make any sense whatsoever, and it didn't really seem to go well with the book. It just didn't do it for me. I did not like the book at all. Don't waste your time. The second one is The Wanderers by Meg Howrey. It has 3.75 stars or something like that on Goodreads. Our book club, only one person finished this book, and that was the person who picked the book because she felt obligated to do so. And the thing is, I'm looking forward to reading some stuff by Meg Howrey in the future because her writing style is good. This story was not a story. It was basically characters, and nothing happened. I actually didn't even finish it because once we got to book club and I hadn't finished it, I didn't care enough to finish. And that is not like me. I finish most of the books I start. Like, vastly more finishers than not. But nothing happened. In fact, you'll see in the, what do you call those? The reviews on Goodreads, that's constantly everyone's gripe. But her writing style's good. It's just this story sucked. And I'm going to leave it at that. The next one pains me. It pains me so much. And it is The Zookeeper's Wife by Diane Ackerman. It has 3.5 stars or something like that on Goodreads. This is why it pains me. The story and the people the book is about, they deserved so much better. So much better. She is a terrible biography writer. And the thing is, when you look and see how many books this woman has written, it blows the mind. And here's an example. One of the things that she wrote within the book was there was a bug collection that a Jewish scientist wanted to keep safe, and so he took it to the zoo so they could hide it and preserve his work. And that's all that we really needed to know, that these were either rare or very important or something like that. But then she goes on for pages talking about specific beetles and how they lived. It takes away from the story of the people you're talking about, has nothing to do with it, and that type of thing is just over and over and over in this book. I would love to read The Zookeeper's Wife written by someone else. I think if someone else actually took the time to tell the story correctly, I would be in love with it. I felt bad for the people who were the actual subjects of the book because I feel like her writing took away from it. And I've already read several books this month. I read 8 books last month. I can read a book in a day. It took me 2 months to get through this book. I couldn't go more than half a chapter or a chapter at a time because it was so terribly written. And that's all I'm going to say about that. The next one is The Nest by Cynthia Sweeney. It's got like around 3.5 stars on Goodreads. It is basically rich white people problems. In fact, it's not even problems. It's rich white people whining. It's like this family who never had any discipline in their life. And they were so money hungry and money focused. And then there was one character, one of the sons, who was just an awful person. And you didn't care about these people. You did not care about these people at all. There was only one decent character in the whole book. Maybe 2. I don't know. I wasted my life reading this book, and the thing is, I was excited to read it because it had such high, it had high expectations, and then I read a bunch of reviews for it, and I was like, I don't want to read this. And then I got booked by Book Club. I was like, well, we'll see. Nobody liked that book. It was one of those books that everybody just was like, nah, so don't waste your time with that one. The next one's going to be painful for some people, even friends. Scrappy Little Nobody by Kendrick. It has almost 4 stars on Goodreads. And I have friends who love it. Here's why I hated it. 1, there's no chronology within the whole book. Nothing flows. It's just like she talks about this, she talks about this, she talks about this, squirrel! It's kind of like that. There's no actual like storytelling. And then she wastes time on TMI and stuff that you don't really care about or you don't really need to know about. But the stuff that you really want to know about, like her time on Broadway or her working with George Clooney, she like mentions it and walks away. Her working on Twilight, which whether or not you like that movie or that book, I mean that was a big Hollywood production. Instead of talking about that, she talks about something else that has nothing to do with that, like getting high in the hotel room by herself or something. It left you lacking. It made no sense. It was one of the books that our book club, everybody hated, and we had really great discussion about it because we all hated it that bad. It was so funny, it was one of the funniest book club conversations we ever had because we were just so passionate about how much we hated this book. Okay. So that is 5. Number 6 and the last one is it kind of got thrown in there somehow. It was a book that we did for book club for Christmas. How we do book club books, we do them a little differently now, but at the time we would all bring in books and we just kind of pick them out of a hat. And I think the person who put this in here thought there was going to be something like A Dog's Purpose or Marley and Me or something like that. And it was Season's Christmas Quest by Pollard. It actually turned out to be a children's like chapter book, which I don't mind. I don't think any of us minded. The fact is, the story, the book, is so stupid and awful. And there are parts of it that are kind of, I think would be scary for a child. I wouldn't even read this to my kid. And I don't have a kid. I wouldn't read this to my dog. I mean, this book was so bad. I kept calling Ryan in so I could read him like a little paragraph or something. And we would just roll like laughing because it was so bad. So don't waste your time with that one. Yeah. So that is my little list of quick little list of books that I just didn't like. They're higher rated books on Goodreads. If you like these books, please don't be offended. Tell me in the comments why you like them, and you might change my mind, okay? So I told you why I didn't, so maybe you tell me why you do, and that's a great book conversation right there, just kind of getting each other's opinions and thoughts on something, and yeah, I like that sort of thing. So if you did like these books, tell me why. If you did not, tell me why else that I shouldn't have liked this book. Like, tell me, you know, you're absolutely right, nothing happened in The Wanderers, but this is also something I didn't like. So be sure that you do that in the comments below. Be sure you are subscribed to me on Instagram and here as well. And I think that is it. If there are any types of videos or anything that you would like to see, be sure to check it out. I did not do a March flip through of my bullet journal on YouTube. I just didn't have time. But it is, the pictures of them are on my Instagram, so if you want to see what my March spreads look like, you can go to my Instagram and scroll through and find that. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you here next time. Yeah. Have a great day, gorgeous.